Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on what has made a huge difference in the creation of content and show you some things that will hopefully pique your interest in what's possible that just hasn't been there until now. If you're following my content, you'll already have noticed that I talk a lot about understanding your ideal customer, the who that you're talking to with your messaging, and who you want to engage with your content, build a relationship with, and move them in the direction of becoming your customer. The game's changed, and there is a huge opportunity to differentiate yourself and stand out from the crowd. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but it's a wide open opportunity right now to be in action. So if you're in a business that has a heavy content lift, with a more considered sales cycle than, say, an impulse buy of high chews, for example, where it just takes longer to move someone from lead to prospect to customer, then you've got a heavy content lift, because you've got to engage those leads and stay top of mind with them as they work their way through the buying journey, right? And it's their buying journey. They are firmly in control. So in my last episode, I mentioned the three questions that surprisingly most people have trouble answering. What do you sell? Who do you sell it to? And what's the biggest or most significant benefit they get from using your product or service? So sure, you can answer them quickly, but to make it useful, like super, super, super useful, it takes a bit of thought. So let me give you an example. I recently worked with an individual who said she sold scrapbooking supplies. Okay, fairly generic, right? Not much to distinguish her products from others in that same exact niche. But if you ask, why do people make scrapbooks? Well, to preserve memories, to share those memories with others, to leave a legacy, so stories live on and can be shared. See how that is so much more than scrapbooking supplies. So think about that for your business. Your product needs a name, something to distinguish it from the competition. It isn't just, CRM. It isn't just marketing automation. It isn't just email sending or whatever it is you sell. It's not just consulting, right? But it's way more than that. So you got to come up with something that distinguishes it from the competition, okay? Now, something you can work with. Then think about who you sell it to, and you want to be really specific. Don't lump a lot of people who are different together. For example, women between 35 and 70 is a very broad group, right? How many generations does that cover? Baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and each one you might talk to differently and appeal to differently. What matters to them is different. So in the B2B space, the same is true. If you go after C-suite execs, well, the CEO and president may have similar concerns, but the CRO, the CFO, the CMO, each of those you may address completely differently and appeal to differently, right? Their concerns are different. And if you have each of them on a buying committee, well, you don't want to talk to them in the same way, but you do want to move them along in their buying journey and relate to their issues and concerns, leading with your content. So let's just do a little exercise, okay? What if you could have a lot of insights about an ideal customer profile that could provide the stimulus for generating content that resonates and engages them? Let's take a look. I'm going to answer those three questions that I posed. The first thing we're going to start with is the product. So what is the name of the product? So let's look at this. And we're going to name it. So what do we sell? Well, I'm going to use a ready example, okay? So I'm going to put in a 90-day lead flow accelerator, and then I'm going to describe the product and unlock 22% hypergrowth, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to save that. Okay. Then I'm going to go down here to the ideal customer profile, and I'm going to create a new one. And this one, I'm just going to say, let's go after president. It could be CEO and president, but we'll just say president or CEO. Well, no, I'll just do president of a B2B SaaS company, and it could B2B, technology / SaaS company. And just a little bit, you'll see this is fairly minimal because I know that people will put in minimal stuff, but a US-based enterprise between 5 and 15 million in revenue. They want sustainable sales and consistent growth equaling a minimum of 22% year over year. Okay. So we'll just put that in here. So pretty simple, right? Okay. Now, what product do I sell them is going to be the 90-day lead flow accelerator. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. And then what is the biggest benefit they get? Well, there are 3 top benefits, or the way they've been grouped. So we're just going to put them in here. And there they are, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to save that. And now let's look at what we can learn that will assist us with the content that will resonate with our ideal customers. So we're going to explode those ICP insights. Now, that's going to take a while, but there are 196 distinct profile insights that are generated across a lot of different categories, which can be combined in many different combinations also, all for your review and ability to edit. Add your intelligence based on your expertise, and now you've got the secret sauce and can start to dial things in. Now, here's what happens when people see these for themselves, for their own ICPs. It is a huge jaw drop. And sometimes that makes you want to just take what's provided and run with it because it's amazing that there it is. But these insights are meant to stimulate and activate your own intelligence and experience, and you can edit them and even go deeper with your own expertise, really dial it in. And then from there, oh my goodness. So at any rate, you can click into any of them and make edits and then approve them. And once approved, they're ready for the next step. You don't have to copy and paste and figure out where you're going to store them. So you've got an expansive list of ideas that you can work with. And what kind of time did that take? No big persona exercise and expense. And I'm not bashing personas, because if you've done that work, then add that information in, use it. And now your personas will stop collecting dust and really be helpful in your ongoing efforts to identify content and campaigns that will hit the mark. That's what they're there for, right? Now, if you want to see more, just reach out to me. Comment on this post and say one thing that you see would benefit your efforts, or a challenge that could be taken care of, what you think and how this will benefit, or any questions you have. And let's connect. Let's get you started on your journey to content that will connect, not only connect, but resonate and engage your ideal clients.